Okay, here's the first episode of Slash Reviews. Well, the first real episode, anyway. Anyway, being that this is the first episode, there are going to be a bunch of rough patches, so just bear that in mind when you watch that. Without further ado, here's Slash Reviews. Hey, ZN Slash here. Today we'll be talking about a game with something that I really like. Werewolves. The Werewolf. By day, a regular human. By night, a ferocious beast. This monster has cemented himself as one of the great pillars of the horror franchise. They've even starred in video games like Castlevania and Darkstalkers. But they are usually classified as enemies. But what happens when one game decides to change all that? We'll find out now, won't we? It has a werewolf, so it has to be awesome. I'm really sorry about the bad quality, but as of right now, that's all I can get. So you'll just have to bear with me. Backstory you can't even read. Wait a minute. This really doesn't qualify as a backstory, does it? Just an observation. Player's right. Then we go into gameplay. And now we have a, Hobbit. And now he says he's a spirit of, Kynshu. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading my own video, but hey, bad quality equals really bad reading. So, let's move on. I love this. He can hit you no matter where you are. He doesn't even have to be near you, and he can still touch you with nothing. He's punching over your head, and somehow he still manages to hit you. How is that fair? That's just like, wow. Meanwhile, you're just getting hammered, hoping to defeat him, and really it looks bleak when all of a sudden you beat him. And then, after we collect the red W, we turn into Werewolf! Wait a minute. Since when do werewolves have swords for arms? I mean, did they do any research? No werewolf that I have seen has swords. The controls are, alright. You can't see that right now, but that sign says do not knock, so... The controls so far are alright. It's like there's really no big problems with it. You can move just fine and all that mess. It's just weird. But one thing is wrong. That is wrong is the wall clinging. It's ridiculous. I don't display it well, but you will literally cling onto every single vertical surface in this entire game. It doesn't matter what it is. You are going to cling onto it. And forget about jumping off the ladder. Nope, they force you to climb all the way to the bottom, get off, and then cling onto the friggin' wall and try to jump over. It was like, what game does that? But you can backflip. That's cool. But other than that, this game's alright. Wait a minute, was that a ninja? It is! It is a ninja! Ninjas in a werewolf game. Interesting. Ninjas do not belong in a werewolf game. Actually, there's a lot of enemies that are kind of weird. You got sticks, random plant things, rocks that explode, and guys that point at you randomly and go, oh! Okay, seriously, what's a story? With the help of Google, I found out that the main villain of this game is actually looks like Otacon from Metal Gear Solid and is bent on taking over the world. You're the only one who can stop him, and as a werewolf, you try to fight all the enemies off with your sword arms. And as a human, your best power is to shout "No!" really loud. Not making that up. So what the hell does this have to do with being a werewolf anyway? If you ask me, werewolf sounds more like a cheap-ass excuse for the developers to make a quick buck. Finally, we reach the end of the level, and we face our first boss, who looks kind of like an adult version of Flubber. He's squishy, he turns into a ball, he bounces, and for some reason there's this annoying beeping sound. Okay, I have a whole lot of health, he doesn't have as much as me, maybe I can defeat him. Maybe, oh, what? What? What's going on? Game over! You're telling me that there's a freaking time limit? What's going on? You mean I have to worry about not dying and a time limit? Especially when I have to deal with bullshit like this? I mean, I have to crawl all the way through here, knock on the thing, get a hard crawl all the way back, and you're telling me that I'm timed through this entire level? Okay, that's just bullshit. To end things, I'll have to say that this is not even the worst game of which I've seen, but it's pretty damn close. An unnecessary time limit, unnecessarily sticking onto the walls better than crazy glue, and the human's attack is shouting no. Well, to wrap things up, I'm going to give it its final score, and out of 5, I'm going to have to give it a 2. I'll see you later, and perhaps maybe I'll have some better quality.